Good morning or good afternoon or good evening in another episode. In this episode, we are going to talk about pronunciation in English. There's something that a lot of people are unaware of, and that is the anatomy of the muscles, the jaws, the tongue of the speakers of Arabic and the speakers of English. They are different anatomically speaking. So I'll show you this diagram, and I want you to guess whether that's the Arabic sound system or the English sound system. In another way, I'm talking about the location, the approximate location of the sound system and where originally the sounds come out from the mouth. And I want you to guess which sound system that is, English or Arabic. Let me show you the diagrams. Now, do you guess? Is this Arabic or English? Well, guess what? It's English. And the second one is Arabic. So what I want you to understand that anatomically speaking, there is difference between the anatomy and the origin of sounds between English and Arabic. And that difference makes it a little bit more complicated to unconsciously shift from the first sound system of Arabic to the second sound system of English. And that is going to make the pronunciation of English difficult to a lot of people. Why? Because most of the sounds that we produce unconsciously with the movement of jaws, lips, mouth in general, and the tongue. We do that unconsciously. Now, why do we have this difficulty with the pronunciation of some of the sounds of English? Because a lot of the movements of the jaw, the mouth, the tongue happens to be subconscious decisions by the mind or unconsciously done. In that way, in order to understand and be able to communicate with better pronunciation in English, what we have to do a little bit of shift to change the foundation of the synthesis and analysis and the awareness of adults or children of the differences between these two languages. And how can we do that? We can do it simply by showing them that the places of the pronunciation of some of the sounds in English are different from that ones in Arabic, and that demands a little bit of extra practice, extra awareness. Most of the adults, when they start learning English, they need to synthesize and be aware. A lot of the things that they do, they will not respond to in a better way if they do not recognize them. So we need to teach them how to recognize these sounds and recognize that these sounds are different in order to be able to have them pronounce them in a better way. You need to understand that the sounds in English are different, and that demands a little bit of change and shift in the locations so you can smooth out the muscles of pronunciation so you can speak English better. A lot of times you are competent when you're pronouncing the sounds in English in your mind, but when you produce them, it is very difficult because the mechanism of pronunciation in your mouth is a little bit not lubricated, probably, if I may use that expression. It is not quite lubricated well because it needs a little bit of lubrication. It needs a little bit of practice to make it better, to produce English better, to produce better English sound system. So my recommendation to you is to keep practicing English pronunciation again and again and again to the point that you are be able to shift between the Arabic sound system and the English sound system. ربي يحفظكم.